This I will never understand. Not because I don't want to, it just don't make no sense. You women want men making at least 6 figures, but can't cook, can't clean, can't manage emotions, and can't respect leadership. But somehow you're the prize. And see, feminism told you could be anything. But one thing they didn't tell you is that you will still be held accountable.
Okay, so like according to the internet, what's in now, like the new trend, are Latinas, single moms, and women over 40. And I happen to be all 3 of those. For the first time, I'm part of the trend. And then, and then, when they say, ¿Dónde está la soltera? I could be like, yes, I'm so excited. And you know everything we see on the internet is true, so like,
these modern women are wanting masculine behavior. They're wanting traditional behavior. But then when a man gives that to them, then they mock it. They make fun of it. Oh, ha, ha, he, look what he's doing. I'm doing what you asked me to do. It's just that you don't recognize it because you don't know what masculine behavior is.
In complete attack against masculinity. And I think there's a growing awakening of men who are saying, you know what? They stole something from me that is my birthright, and I want it back. That's why beards have made a comeback. I think the other side has gone too far, and people started waking up and said, hey, wait a minute. I am not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed of being a man. I love women. I respect women, but I don't want to be a woman. I don't want to look like a woman. I don't want to act like a woman. I don't want to think like a woman. I don't want to feel like a woman. I'm a man. So I do man stuff.
The thing that I find very interesting about men is that they will tell you they are not ready for a relationship or they cannot commit to you because they are not financially where they want to be. They are trying to build that financial wealth, and being committed to you, they just cannot do both at the same time. But then when they do build, and when they do gain that financial wealth, they don't want to be with a woman that was not there for them in the struggle. They do not want to be with a woman who did not see them grind from zero. So where exactly do you want women to stand? With you or not? Please let us know in the comments.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
And man, I know that you like the chase. Like, do not lie to me. So if a woman is giving you a lot of eye contact, if a woman is positioning herself closer to you, if a woman is smiling and twirling her hair and, you know, just like preening is what we call this, then that is your clear sign to approach her. And let me just tell you, there is something about walking over to a woman and actually just talking to her that builds up your self-confidence as well. And she is going to feel so valued and have mad respect for you.
A lot of these modern women, if you say hello to her in the grocery store, you're in a group chat as the creepy guy. Some creepy guy at Walmart, some creepy guy at the supermarket said hello to me, unless I'm attracted to him. Then he can say everything that he wants to me. I'd just rather not approach.
You have a lot of women saying, well, there's just no gentleman anymore. You know, there's no gentleman. I want a gentleman. And I think part of the problem is that guys don't know how to behave anymore. You know, they were gentlemen for a really long time. They were opening the doors. They were doing all this stuff. And then modern feminism slides in and says, don't do that for women. They can do it for themselves. That's so condescending of you to try to open that door or try to pay for that dinner. So a lot of guys just said, okay, fine. I'm not going to insult you by being a gentleman, so do it yourself. So guys are trying to figure out now, they've got some women saying we want a gentleman, and they have other women saying we're insulted when you act like a gentleman. I think they're like, what do I do? A lot of time, and a lot of guys are just confused.
If you are dating and you're looking for a serious relationship and you want to be sure the guy understands what you're looking for, then follow these 3 steps. Step number 1. When you meet a guy, don't sleep with him immediately. It will give off the wrong impression. impression, and he may think that you're just an easy girl to have fun with. Step number 2, when you're on a date together, let him know what you are looking for. Be honest and straightforward. If it scares him, then he's not your man. Step number 3, give as much as he gives you. Don't go overboard after date number 3 with planning your wedding. Instead, look out for how much he sacrifices for you.
When modern women say, I want a man to commit, what that really means for a lot of these wrong-headed modern women is, well, commitment could mean lawyers. It could mean custody disputes. It could mean child support payments. Men aren't stupid. I know what you're about to do. I know what you're up to.
Okay, so I have this song coming out soon.
Give me flowers just because you love me.
I literally think it's the song. You know the song that blows up an artist? Okay, so let me explain something. Pre-saving the song means the world to artists. It basically tells our team that this amount of people want to hear the song when it comes out. This amount of people are going to hear the song when it comes out. Not, oh, we don't know how many. No, we know this number right here. Every time I release a song, the pre-saves, nobody actually wants to go through the, 5 minutes of signing up for a Spotify, Apple, whatever, Deezer. You could take that few seconds. If you're my fan, share that, to go pre-save it. I love you.
What would you want his income to be?
I feel like this is going to sound bad. I feel like 300,000. I would have to say 127.
Probably 150 to $250,000 a year.
$500,000? Is that bad?
150, maybe to 250,000 a year would be comfortable for sure.
I was just having this conversation with my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl. Ideally, my husband needs to be making $650,000.
So you said you want $500K, but what do you think the median income is for a 30-year-old?
$60K? $70K?
It is $45,000.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I think it's $250,000.
It's $52,000.
What? No, it's not. Damn, America.
I have a lot of these singles events that are full of women. Men absolutely check out that empty room. Well, it's a room full of women, but that room that's empty with no men there, that's a sign. That's a sign. I'm not coming. I won't be here. That's not an accident.
If you ever come across a man who's consistent, supportive, and makes you feel safe, don't play with it. Because in a world where loyalty is rare, attention is temporary, and peace is hard to find, a man who genuinely wants to see you win is something that you protect, not test. We live in a generation that glorifies material things more than real values. Everybody wants to be relationship goals online, but can't even hold down peace in real life. People are busy chasing looks, status, and followers, but forget that love, effort, and emotional safety will always outlast any type of lifestyle. A man who brings you stability, communication, and accountability is not boring. He's balanced. That's not soft. That's called being secure. That is a man who understands partnership. So don't lose something real trying to impress people who aren't even happy with themselves.
Men get the honor and the pleasure. They get the honor and the pleasure of being able to see their kids on the weekends. They get the honor and the pleasure of a woman going to court and lying. Of a modern woman going to court and saying, oh, he's making this much. Raise the child support. Raise the alimony. Let me take more of his money. That's what you get with these modern women when you marry them. God, dog.
What to do when rich men in Europe don't approach? Start talking about how you like how American men are bold and masculine and will approach a woman and pay for everything. And how you wish there was more American men in Europe. Like the passport bros be doing. You know what? I can't wait for some American guys coming here. Say that real loud. They always pay for everything. They're such gentlemen. or whatever other type of men pay for stuff. Like, it could be other countries, other nationalities of guys that come and pay for stuff. Name some other countries. It's like, yeah, because these European guys are like, oh my gosh. I start loud talking and talking about, I hope some Americans come in because they always love to pay for women. They're such gentlemen and they're so masculine.
A man can open doors, he can buy you flowers, the whole 9 yards, right? But then he gets told in a lot of these situations that this type of behavior doesn't really impress anybody anymore. And he's kind of like, I thought that's what you said you liked. Yeah, but that's the bare minimum. Okay, so you're not going to say thank you? I gotta go. Peace.
Me crazy, but I think that men actually mean what they say. Like, no hidden message, no secret meaning, no emotional code to crack, just yes, no, up, down. 9 times out of 10, I interpret it way differently. He says I'm tired. What I hear is tired of me, of this relationship, of life. Maybe I'm too much. Is he gonna leave? Like, should I back off? But the reality is, he just yawned. He says, oh, I didn't notice. He doesn't pay attention, doesn't care. He didn't notice the thing I changed. Clearly, he doesn't value me. He really actually didn't even notice. His brain didn't register it. He says, I'm not hungry. He doesn't like my cooking. He's mad. He ate somewhere else. He must be hiding something. Why isn't he hungry? What did I do? Actually, it's because he had 2 burritos from the gas station at 4 p.m. They say it's blue. We're like, but what does that mean? Is it sad? Is it deep? Is it about me? No, it's just blue.
The dumbest shit that women agreed upon in life, in history, is coming together and fighting for women's rights to work. That was the most dumbest decision ever. Working is slavery.
I just want to say whoever fought for women's rights to work, count your days. I don't think the entire agenda of all women wanted this at all.
It's only 8:45 on a Wednesday, and I'm already ready to fight the woman who fought for women to work. I don't remember asking her to do that. I don't remember wanting to work. I still don't want to.
I don't know, y'all. I don't think we should have voted for women's rights to work. I mean, I know back then it was a different time, but like, can we re-vote for right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to work.
I think women having to work, hear me out. I think women having to work should be illegal. I think women should be giving a $10,000 stipend a month, and the men should work.
A lot of these modern women don't understand that if I have to go to work and fight battles out there, why would I want to come home to you, nagging, complaining, and starting arguments with me? That's not going to work. You know, oh, well, he likes a toxic man or a toxic woman. That might be cute in the beginning because it's like a little flair. But now the joke is over. You need to stop doing that. Quit that.
Let's talk about what emotional maturity actually looks like in a man, because it's not just age, a good job, or how calm he seems. This is how you know you're dealing with husband material. First, self-awareness. He knows his patterns. When something triggers him, he doesn't project it onto you or disappear and avoid discomfort. He pauses, reflects, and takes responsibility for his reaction. Not always immediately in the heat of the moment, but he's able to circle back around. Second, communication. He's not afraid of uncomfortable conversations. He can be like, hey babe, that hurt me. Or, hey, I can tell something's off. I want to hear what's going on. He doesn't make you guess what's wrong or punish you with silence. He talks things through, even when it's messy, because repair matters more to him than pride. Third, accountability. When he makes a mistake, he owns it. He doesn't gaslight, minimize, or justify. He corrects. You're not just dealing with someone charming and good with their words, you feel safe around him. Emotional maturity isn't perfect behavior, it's emotional ownership. And when you experience something like that, you'll never settle for emotional chaos ever again. Save this, send to a friend that needs to hear it, and follow me for more No BS Dating Help.
What's the worst thing about being a woman in 2026?
That men act like women.
Men are becoming more feminine.
Men are becoming more feminine.
What has led you to believe that?
Just the way they act. They're not masculine anymore. They just act more ladylike.
Do you think the same way women are becoming more masculine and that's contributing to the shift?
Well, unfortunately, they have to because men are acting more feminine. Okay, I'll continue my walk now. Thank you.
Wait, how do we solve this problem though?
No, act like a man.
Look, she's not wrong. She just doesn't know how to articulate it. People are not becoming the opposite gender. They're just becoming more of what the current environment demands. You see, women today have more freedom than they've ever had before. They've got their own careers, their own money, their own independence. So naturally, their standards have gone up and their tolerance to has gone way down because they no longer need a man to survive. So now if a man doesn't add what she can already give to herself, she would rather happily stay single because being alone isn't the worst case scenario anymore. It's being with a man she has to manage, mother, or even worse, take care of. And instead of rising to meet that new standard, a lot of men have gone the other way, avoiding accountability, lacking any form of direction or purpose in their life, and still thinking that the bare minimum is good enough. So it's not that men have become too feminine, it's that the standards have evolved and not everyone's kept up.
Are modern relationships suffering from entitlement on both sides?
Yes.
We're talking about high standards, low effort, and are people asking for more but offering less?
Yeah. Can we have your perspective? Like, what do you think about that?
You think that modern relationships suffer from entitlement on both sides?
I believe they do. To get back to what Jada was saying, I believe that now there's too much information out.
Yes.
But I do believe for older gentlemen like myself and Mo, well-rounded, so we just have higher expectations as opposed to seeing what you guys want. We know what we have, we know what we contain, and we just know what we won't settle for. So it's not really an entitlement thing for us. It's kind of like, listen, we got our together and we expect you to come correct.
You know, bringing up social media, sorry, because I wanted to ask this a little earlier, the first time this was brought up. In a modern relationship, could you be in a relationship with your partner and not have each other on any socials?
I would prefer that. I've been trying to get it that way in my relationship. She wants to be included, and I completely get that. But my thing is, support isn't surveillance. That's just my personal opinion. And like, there's a thin line between what her expectations are and then who I am and like what my content is.
How should a woman of God treat her husband? Let's talk about it. Number 1, she should respect and honor him. Respect him as the man of the house and honor him as the provider of the relationship. Number 2, submit to his leadership. 1 Corinthians 11:11 says that in the Lord, woman is not independent of man, nor is man independent of woman. Some of you are so obsessed with being strong, independent women around him. But what you don't know is that you're taking away his masculinity and leadership. For you are not supposed to be an independent woman around him. You are the missing rib. Remember that. So let him be masculine and lead you. Number 3, she should be trustworthy and faithful. You should not slander and try to ruin his reputation or plans. For you must be someone to trust. A relationship cannot work without trust. Number 4, she should treat him with care. Do not hurt him and be good to him in every way. Lastly, number 5, she should be his loyal companion. When God created Eve, he created her to be Adam's companion and helper. For it was not good to leave him alone. Then he would have ended up lonely. That is why she became his loyal companion, and so should we. Now I hope this helped, and don't forget to share this with someone who needs to hear it. God bless you guys.
A lot of women don't actually want to support their husband. They want the certainty, the control, and reassurance. And when they don't get it, they call it their standards or their intuition. You say you want a strong, decisive man, but the moment he makes a decision that you wouldn't make, you start questioning him. You ask 100 follow-up questions. You remind him of maybe past mistakes that he's made, and you subtly imply that you can do it better. And honey, That is not support. That is fear disguised as concern. And psychologically, men do not thrive under constant evaluation from you. A man cannot lead where he feels watched, corrected, or tested literally every step of the way. Respect is not optional for a man. That is his lifeline. It's his oxygen. And every time you micromanage him, compare him to other men, bring his failures into current conversations, you chip away at his confidence. And then you wonder why he shuts down, avoids, or just stops trying altogether. And here is kind of a hard truth. A man will never rise in a relationship where he feels like he is constantly trying to pass an exam or a test. Supporting your husband means trusting him, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. It means allowing him to fail without shaming him. And it means backing him publicly and having high standards for his possibility. And it means understanding that leadership develops through responsibility, not through control. If you don't trust him, don't marry him. If you don't respect him, love alone is not going to save the relationship, because no man can become strong in a place that constantly makes him feel small.
I wanted to see if maybe we could close the door on the whole divorce attorney type stuff.
You know, I'm getting real sick and tired of you calling and coming over 24/7.
Okay, well that's rude. That's not how I was expecting you to answer the phone at all.
You want me to be cordial? This isn't a cordial period of our life.
I
hope you know
I
that.
was hoping we could have a cordial conversation. Are you willing to listen or no?
Fine. God forbid. I mean, I should let all this go through the attorney, but
Oh
what
my
do you want?
God. Well, I'm hoping that we can lose the attorneys. I was calling to let you know that I'm in line to pick up Micah from school, and I will drop him off after. But before you got in the car, I wanted to see if maybe we could close the door on the whole divorce attorney type stuff.
No. Why would we do that?
Well, if you want me to be honest, Brian cheated on me. So, we're not together anymore. And so, we built a beautiful life together, and I understand that me,
so
making the
fucking
Tinder and everything, I
poetic
understand
justice
that
right
fucked it
there.
up and that was a mistake.
That's some poetic justice.
You don't have to be rude. You're not. I just want to know. I know that the Tinder
You
was
cheat on
obviously a
me.
mistake on my. Can you just listen, Avery? I know that the Tinder was a mistake on my part, but I was wondering if you'd be open to reconciling our marriage and healing it, and maybe we can go to therapy together.
Double standards I have in my relationship, I have a lot. I think all of these are fines. Number one, I have my partner's location, but he does not have mine. I just I want some privacy sometimes. I'm not doing anything bad, but I'm when I'm at the mall on a random Wednesday at 10 in the morning, no one needs to know. Anytime I'm coming home from a trip, he is picking me up at the airport, even if it's 4 in the morning. But if it's past 10 p.m., I'm not picking him up. It could be unsafe for me to walk in the parking garage and drive at night. So I will not be going, but he should come at any hour. I can quit my job to pursue my creative passions and hobbies, but he needs to stay in corporate and he needs to provide stability and structure for us because one of us needs to have insurance. If I want to watch my show on the TV, we're watching my show and he's putting sports on his phone. I am never watching my show on my phone or my laptop. I need the TV. You can use your phone. If I want to go shopping and spend money, I can do that because being with a woman who carries herself well is literally social currency for men. You can argue with the wall, but if he wants to spend his money on clothes and outfits, that's weird. We literally just got in a fight, not a real fight, but he got some packages the other day, some clothing packages for his bachelor party, and I literally was what are you doing? Why are you buying clothes? You don't need clothes. I need clothes. You can wear the same thing. I think that this should be the normal way women should act because the way that women have been treated their whole lives, it's time for the tables to be turned for everything to be equal. I always tell people, if your man isn't doing everything, he's not doing enough. I have a lot more. Let's see where this lands, and then if you want a part 2, I'll do part 2.
I think I'm falling out of love with my spouse. We used to be so happy, and now we just argue all the time. Maybe I married the wrong person. There's a secret about marriage that most parents don't tell their children. The fear feeling of love is actually one of the worst reasons to get married. Wait, what? But isn't that why people get married? Most of us do get married because we fall in love. We feel passionate and excited about this person. But here's the thing, that passionate love naturally fades over time. So you're saying it's normal to feel less in love over time? Yes, because being in love is actually all about you. The feelings you experience, happiness, excitement, infatuation, when those fade, we think there's something wrong. So what should marriage be built on then? A foundation that includes self-awareness, emotional intelligence, kindness, respect, thoughtfulness, patience, humility, loyalty, and accountability. That sounds like a lot of work. It is. None of us get all of this right. But here's the secret. We don't marry the wrong person. We marry our unfinished business. What do you mean? Years into marriage, we default back to how we lived in our family of origin, unconsciously repeating the same patterns we grew up with. That's why the person you thought you married seems to change. So what should I do? Instead of focusing on what's wrong with your partner, focus on healing your unfinished business. Help each other grow in areas that were lacking in your childhood. So it's not about finding the right person? Exactly. It's about becoming the right person together. If you have the attitude and commitment to keep failing in the right direction, you'll keep falling in love with each other over and over again.
And this is just a PSA. There are still men out there that are gentlemen. There are still men out there that are sweethearts. There are still men out there that want to be the providers. There are still men out there that want to be the safe place for a woman to land. There are still men out there that are masculine, but in a safe way. They're masculine in a way that they want to make their woman feel safe, that she can be herself, that she can, in fact, rely on him, that he won't leave her broken or abandoned on the streets for someone else to pick her up and maybe do her wrong too. There are still safe men out there. There are still lovable men out there. There are still good men out there. And just because you came in contact with the very few that are not, doesn't mean that there aren't any good men out there. I know society is teaching women that they can't rely on a man. I know society is teaching women that men just hold them back and that men just keep them from doing the things that they want to do. And sometimes that's true. Sometimes there are men out there that really have that mentality that they can do more than a woman and will hold them down, and a woman can't do anything without them. There are still men out there. But sister, there are men out there that will leave you speechless, that will show you a love so undeniably true that it will leave you beguiled. Don't give up hope. Stay the course. Work on you, love you, and the beautiful things will come to pass. They really will. Don't lose that faith. There are still good men out there.
For a lot of these men, they go on these dates and they realize that this date is actually kind of sort of a photo shoot. Like, he's the content. And once he realizes that, then the date is pretty much done. Y'all are using these men as a way to increase your followers. And the man realizes, oh, you don't really like me. You're just going to put me as content. And there's not really even any spark or connection. And that's when men start to say, oh, you're only using me for a foodie call. You're using me for content.